Okay, we're working now. Okay, so let's get started. We're doing 12.6, solving equations involving multiplication and division. Okay, this is going to be just like y'all do with adding and subtracting, but this time we're doing multiplication and division. That's it. That's going to be the difference. In fact, let me just show you. We're going to just jump right into examples. Okay, so for example, 7f, this is the first example, 7f equals 21. Okay, again, we're isolating the variable. Remember, I'm not going to repeat all the notes and everything from the last one, but that's what you're doing. You're isolating the variable. We have to get this f all by itself. So to be able to do that, what do we have to get rid of? That 7. Okay, remember the intruder alert? That 7 is the intruder. You are the f. The equal sign is the front door. 21-year-old cop out there you need to get them to. So to be able to get rid of this 7 so that the f is all by itself, because that's the idea, to get that letter all by itself, we have to move the 7. Now you do it by doing the opposite. Opposite on both sides. Okay? So the 7 and the f, what operation is taking place right here? Multiplication. 7 times f, right? Okay, so what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So we're going to divide both sides by 7. That's the opposite. You're multiplying here, so the opposite is division. And you divide both sides by 7. The 7 cancels out. We're left with f equals 21 divided by 7 is 3. There's your answer. Let's do some more. We're going to do a lot, because by the time I'm done, y'all will get this. 4 times b equals negative 32. Okay, we're isolating the variable. We have to get that b all by itself. Okay, so the 4 and the b, what operation are they doing right here? Multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. Those cancel out. And whoops, messed up my book. B equals, so negative 32 divided by 4. Negative divided by a positive is a negative, so negative 8. Let's do another. 3. I have 36 equals, whoops, negative 9 times m. Okay? Yes, it's on this side of the equal sign, but it doesn't matter. We have to isolate the variable. We have to get the m all by itself, so we have to move that negative 9 to this side of the equal sign. That negative 9 and that m, they're multiplying, right? Because they're right next to each other, so the opposite is division. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 9. The negative 9s cancel out. 36, positive divided by negative is a negative. 36 divided by 9 is 4. So negative 4 equals m. Let's do another one. 12s equals 96. Okay, what operation is taking place right there? Multiplication. We need to get the s all by itself, like we did here, and here, and here. So to do that, we have to get rid of the 12. We have to move it to this side of the equal sign. So if it's multiplying, the opposite is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 12. Positive divided by positive is a positive. So we're left with S equals 8. Because 96 divided by 12 is 8. Let's do another. What if I have H over 2 equals 19? Eek. Okay, you are the H. We're solving equations. We need to get the H all by itself. We're looking, what is H? That's what we're looking for. What is H? To find that out, we're isolating the variable. We have to get rid of that 2 that's in the denominator. Okay, we have to move that 2 to the other side of this equal sign. So what operation is taking place here? Division. There's division taking place. H divided by 2. Okay, so what is the opposite of dividing? Multiplying. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. We're going to multiply this by 2 and this by 2. They cancel out, and I'm left with H equals, so what's 19 times 2? 2 times 9 is 18. Carry that 1. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 38. Let's do some more. Let's see. N divided by -5 equals -14. Okay, we got to isolate the variable. You're in. We got to get rid of the -5. Since they're dividing, the opposite is multiplication. Okay, so we're going to multiply both sides by -5. These cancel out, and N is now left. And a negative times a negative is a positive, and 14 times 5 is 70. Okay? All right, let's do another one. -6 equals P divided by 8. Okay, again, we're isolating the variable. We want P all by itself. We got to find out, what is P? Well, we do that by getting rid of the numbers here. So that we got to get rid of the 8. If they're dividing, the opposite is multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides, by 8. Those 8s cancel out. Positive times a negative, what would that be? That's a negative. And 8 times 6 is 48. Equals P. If you were to go back and check, put that -48 over that 8. -48 divided by 8 is, in fact, -6. It checks. See, that's a good way of doing. You know what? Y'all should do that, because if you can go back and check, like right here, if we replace that N, so then solve. 70 divided by -5, -14. Checks. If you do that, even when you're adding and subtracting and everything, and you don't come up with the same answer, you've done something wrong. Okay? All right. I got Starbucks. Hey guys, we're coming to the end, y'all. I mean, we're coming to the end. This is the last chapter y'all are doing, by the way. Last chapter. Last chapter of the year. In fact, next Friday, I have it written down. Next Friday, the 15th, is your test on this chapter. And I think we're going to be done. Like, done. I may give you some fun things to do the following week because you're technically still in school. Fun things. Like, I'm not going to grade them. Okay? You can choose to do them if you want to. But I'm going to be done taking grades on the 15th after that test. So do you hear what I'm saying to you? Next week is the last week that y'all will be doing math for me. Woohoo! I don't know about y'all, but I'm a little ready for this year to be done. Not because of anything but the stress with this, just so y'all know. Because yesterday I went up to school to pick some stuff up. Oh boy, I didn't think I'd ever say this, but I really miss it. I miss the school. I went to the classroom and saw y'all's desks. It made me a little sad. Okay, so I'm going to quit talking about that. Okay, let's see. We were on number 7. Let's keep going. 8. Maybe I'm not ready for the year to be over. Okay. Y divided by 13. That almost looks like a plus sign. Equals 7. Okay. This is weird. I don't know why they did that. Y divided by 13 equals 7. All right, so what you're going to do, you need to get rid of that 13. Because it's dividing here, we're going to multiply both sides, like this 13 and everything. We're going to multiply it by 13 and this by 13. So these cancel out, and y equals 91. Yeah. 91. Okay. Need to quit talking about school being over. It gets me sad. All right, here we go. Drink some of my coffee. Let's open up your books to page 542, and let's do some examples in your book. Okay. 11. 2v equals 18. Drink some more. Okay. So we're isolating the variable, and we have to get rid of the 2 because that's our intruder. And so since we're multiplying right here, we're going to divide. That's the opposite. So those cancel out, and we're left with v equals, what's 18 divided by 2? 9. Right? D divided by 3. Okay, so we need to isolate the variable. And by the way, I want to go back to this again about checking. If v is 9, we think it's 9, we're going to go back and replace that 9 where the v is. Two times 9 is 18. And it checks. Okay, so over here we're dividing. So when we divide, the opposite is multiply. So we're going to multiply both sides by 3 because we got to get rid of the 3. Those cross out, so we're left with D equals 21. So we're going to go back and check and replace that 21 in the D. So we do this, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. So it checks. Okay, I think y'all are probably getting it by now. 15. 8z equals 64. Okay, so we're isolating the variable. We're multiplying right here, so the opposite is going to be division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 8, and I'm left with z equals, what is 64 divided by 8? It's 8. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to check. We're going to substitute that 8 in the z there. And 8 times 8 is 64. And it checks. Okay, let's do another. Ooh, these are getting to be big numbers here. 37 times b equals 111. Okay, so we're going, if we're multiplying 37 and b, remember, intruder alert, you're the b, and 37's the intruder, and you got to get them through the front door to the 111-year-old cop. I don't know if the 111-year-old cop can take on a 37-year-old, just between you and I, but we'll see. So if you're multiplying, you divide both sides by 37. That crosses out. So what is 111 divided by 37? 3. So let's go ahead and substitute and check that. 37 times 3 is 111. Let's see, 37 times 3 is 111. There you go. I think you guys got it. Let's see. Yeah, I think you got it. I'll do 2 more examples, okay, and then I'll set you free. Let's do 19, and then I'll do 21, and then we'll go from there. 5w equals 75. Okay, we're multiplying here, so we're going to divide both sides by 5. And then we have w equals, how many times does 5 go into 75? And by the way, y'all should have been pausing these videos and trying them on your own. It goes in there 15 times. That's not a good looking box. Let's go ahead and substitute that 15 in for the w. So 5 times 15 equals 75. 5 times 15 does equal 75. So that checks. All right, last one. Now y'all pause this video, try to do it yourself, and then come back and see if you did it right. So y divided by 6 equals 6. Okay, guys. We're dividing here. We need to get rid of the 6-year-old intruder and deliver them through the front door to the 6-year-old cop. That should be interesting. 6-year-old up against 6-year-old. That would be a good fight. That would be a fair fight. Okay, so the opposite of division is multiplication. We're going to multiply both sides by 6. Those 6's cancel out. Y equals, what is 6 times 6? 36. Let's check it. Substitute that 36 in with y. 36 divided by 6 equals 6. And yes, it does. Okay, I think you're good to go. I can set you free. So you're going to be doing page 542, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. You're going to be doing numbers 12 through 30 even. It's 10 problems. I think you can handle it. It is due Friday. I'm not giving you another quiz. I think you've been quizzed enough. Your test is going to be Friday, not this Friday, the following Friday on the 15th. That's when I have it scheduled, okay? All right? If you have any questions, let me know. Seriously, if you're struggling with this or something and you need me to do some additional examples for you, or if you're like, Miss Rogers, why? Why do we have to do the opposite? What does that mean? I can write it out in more detail for you. Don't hesitate to ask. All right? Take care, guys. See you later.